So basically, Brian still gets straight into it, and he's going back and forth with Jam. One thing Jam is constantly doing, Jam is constantly making sure to say that OTF is a goddamn gang that is led by Lil Durk. Why that's important is because he ain't letting off of that shit. He ain't letting off of that at all. He gonna make sure that every time he do it, he say, we all did this because of Durk. And the reason why I think that's important that he keep on saying we all did this because of Durk is because he's trying to spread this as propaganda as, yo, we don't know what we're doing. Durk is the leader. Durk is the mastermind. He even said that at one point in time. He said, yeah, Durk is the mastermind. So, Brian still basically got him to admit all over again, just to refresh everybody in case they forgot yesterday, that there wasn't a bounty, but you admit to it in the studio, you ask about the bounty later, you speak later and say, Durk said you straight for life. So explain how your answer changed. And he said, what I mean personally is not one-on-one. We always made it a group effort. So basically, Jam is telling everybody now, well, you know, Durk just said this around everybody. So I guess everybody is supposed to be aware, supposed to know that there's a bounty on Quando Rondo's head. So he does that, and then Brian still calls him a minister. And kind of laugh about it like, nah, man, it don't, you know, he ain't really feeling the minister word because what minister has been taken in the court as is a gang leader of the BDs. And so it's been able to be looked at as somebody that's massively violent. And I'm gonna be honest with you, is it working? A little bit, but eventually when you start calling somebody something a bunch of times, it does lose its effect. And one criticism of Brian Still, and I know that's my guy, man, but you in liberal ass California. And there were a couple of times where I felt like, I can't say that I seen it, because if I say I seen it, there's gonna be something else, so I don't wanna get this out of context. But the atmosphere to me, when he kept on talking to Jam, it kind of seemed like he was talking down to him. We're talking about like rich man versus poor black kid. Now, that works in the South, 100%. I live in Texas now, I'm from California. So I know that shit works in the South. But in California, bro, it's liberal, it's all that. And one of the people that you would think, can't say who it is, can't say gender or nothing, but one of the people you would think that actually would rock with that message if they had such a bone in their body, they really wasn't feeling that shit. And I'm not gonna reveal the gender, I'm not gonna say who it was or no shit like that, because boy, that will get your ass X'd out of here. But that's what I kind of felt when I basically was hearing from this individual. So Jam basically say something about a lawsuit, and that's why he wanted to be moved. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking to myself, damn, Brian, what the hell is you doing? Because basically, it seemed like, and I'm gonna be real, I believe Jam on this. Jam ass was literally at a facility that was trash as hell, and even when they went, everybody left, the judge had talked about it too. He was like, man, listen, Lil Durk basically was talking about the damn conditions and all this shit of the jail that he was in, and I investigated that. So there are some MDCs that are effing terrible. It definitely looked like Jam was taking the win on that one. But then the real ultimate plan was for Jam to get so comfortable that his ass would tell everybody that, hey man, I didn't rock with Cuz. I didn't know him like that. He was a goofy. We didn't have that many interactions. But before he got moved, he was already talking to Vonnie. So Jam was talking to Vonnie before he even got moved. And I think that sat in the jury's mind like, bro, y'all could be conspiring to go against this shit. And mind you, this had been done when he basically started snitching. It's like, well, I didn't know when he started snitching. He was like, but you started ratting, basically. And he started talking about a keep separate order, a KS and all that. Now, a KS is not for what Jam has said it was. A KS is so that you don't fraternize with people that are on your case. He basically thought it was like, oh man, because I'm violent, I'll beat Cuz up and all this shit. And the reason why we call him Cuz is nobody's really calling him Vonnie anymore in the trial. Everybody's calling him Cuz. I mean, you would have thought he was a Crip that was well known around here. You'd have thought, nah, I'm playing, I ain't gonna say you'd have thought it was me. But anyways, yeah, they call him Vonnie Cuz, man. That's all he getting known as is Cuz. And what Brian Still is doing is he's setting it up that Jam is a person that's always gonna break the rules, always have broken the rules and all this shit, because he pulls up some audio. He couldn't play it, but the audio essentially was this. Jam lied and said that he got caught with a gun in a car that wasn't his. He lied and said it was actually under the driver's side on the ground, but it actually was on his side when he sat in the passenger in the back passenger. Why that's important is because eventually Jam lied and said, oh, it was never my gun. Well, it was his gun. He was on picture with the goddamn gun. So not only was he on picture with the damn gun, his ass was literally sitting there trying to lie about that shit and then basically had to tell the truth. But Brian still flipped that one because it turns out he got his cousin to try to take the charge because remember, career armed criminal, you got a switch. We find out that gun actually had a switch on it. So nah, you ain't just telling some bullshit, you telling some real bullshit, man. So I think that's how Brian still set that shit up. And even if he didn't, if that was some on the fly shit, that's even far more amazing because it did seem like there were times where Jam had got him. And for some odd ass reason, Brian still went full damn Tom Brady mode, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it was dope as shit to see because can you imagine being one of his brothers arguing about who got next on the video game? And your ass sit up there and you don't play for like 3 days? That's how Brian Still ass will whoop your ass when it comes to arguing about playing video games if you was his sibling. That's just how it came off to me, bro. I wouldn't want to argue with Brian Still. I wouldn't care if he was a Cowboys fan. Yeah, I said it. But anyways, now I got people in the comments. Man, Nash, I like this video. I'm finna get a dislike. Hey, listen, Cowboy fans. Gas prices was cheap way back when, and we know gas prices ain't going down no time soon. So don't believe the Cowboys gonna win because that's the last time gas prices were cheap. Get out my shit. Nah, y'all can stay, man. Keep on playing with me. But anyways, Brian Still gets OTF Jam to admit some BS that he shouldn't have admitted. See, when Brian Still was talking down to him, I kind of was like, damn, you losing him. But Brian Still hits him with a 2-piece combo. We talking about a high-low double tap to the chin. He basically got him to admit that he dropped the location on his sister because his son was now being taken care of by his auntie. It doesn't matter who's taking care of your kid as long as it's family. But Jam basically got other sisters that he don't rock with. And why that's important is because the sister that he does rock with is on dialysis. So he sent the dialysis goddamn woman house to be shot up potentially because he was pissed off. So if you do that to somebody you love, I'm just curious. What about somebody you barely dislike? But Brian Still doesn't end it there. No, Brian Still don't even stop it right there. He gets Jam to basically admit he sent a text about putting a bullet in the head of his niece. I'm sitting there like, oh shit. Now the cops in the courtroom like, y'all stop laughing, stop making all these noises and shit. But it's kind of hard to contain your emotion when you find out this dude had such a weighted heart that not only would he talk about killing his niece, not only would he drop his goddamn location on his sister, but apparently he been super abusive towards his mama on the phone. After telling him I love you and all this shit, then Jam gonna say, well, if you got that, man, play it. But abuse has to be basically hands-on. No, abuse does not have to be hands-on. Trust and believe. When you deal with a manipulative woman, you know what abuse feel like. I'm for the men, ladies, listen, my guys, you gotta stand up, but I got y'all. Dudes, y'all know how to do this shit too. So abuse ain't just, somebody putting hands on you. It can mean words, putting somebody down, all of that shit. Just gonna be honest with y'all. So, I ain't gonna lie. The man of the hour that I told y'all, the attorney that I like, bruh, a lot, Harbaugh was coming in scorched earth, bruh. He started whooping ass right out the gate because basically he was able to get Jam to admit he wrote a note. Well, it wasn't a written note, I'm lying, scratch that. Basically, he was able to get the feds to write down, I wanted to kill everybody after the Quando Rondo shooting because I thought they were gonna tell on me. A snitch said I was gonna kill everybody for doing the shit that I'm doing right now. And mind you, I know there's a lot of arguments about this shit. OTF Jam is the reason why everybody is here. And if you say this dumbass shit about the cops were investigating this, investigating that and all that, no. When you provide information, when you snitch on stuff, you force the cops to investigate everything, especially the shit that you're saying. They still have to do police work and investigate all this. So they can't just go off your word and say, oh, I got these pants from here. No, you gotta circumvent certain shit. So when he say, I looked up the rags, the riches shit, because some people thought it meant rats to riches. And Brian Still brought that shit up. And he was like, man, Jay was like, man, I wouldn't even wear no pants that say rats to riches. Man, you gotta do your homework, man. And basically, you find out that Mimo 600 is the reason why Quando Rondo didn't get slid on in Savannah. Because when Mimo went over there and shot that damn video at the gas station and all that shit and everything, that was the location that Quando Rondo normally came up to. Mimo I ain't gonna say he's thirsty for clout or whatever, or he just was smarter than everybody. Had Mimo never did that and cats would have slid, it would have been over before it even got started. So the whole entire thing about, what's his name? About Didi holding the gun to the window and all this stuff and everything, basically that never got mentioned until yesterday. Well, no, the day before yesterday. That never ever got mentioned. So he was able to bring that up. He's like, man, and none of the write-ins and none of this shit and none of these things that you brought up, bruh, is none of this true. And then he gonna say, well, you gotta go find it. No, we ain't gotta find it, bruh. The cops didn't. And one thing that Hardball did was Hardball's opening thing with the token black guy, because he been in there me mugging the shit out of me. I don't give a shit, keep watching. It is what it is. The token black dude said that, oh, we write our stuff down. Do y'all know that Jim basically said, man, they don't have transcribers like that. They just write their notes. They don't get in there and type shit down. They write what they like. When he said that, I said, oh, he set him up for that double wham combo, bro. This is one of them goddamn off the backboard slams right here. I know how he's setting it up, and Jim just walking into it. That's why you need stronger than a goddamn elementary school education. Subscribe, turn on bells to notify, and share to keep your people aware. I will catch y'all in a minute. I got something crazy.
Well, there you have it. They're going to say it in L.A., Lil Durk trial. We're going to get into Texas, man. Cristo, he gave us an update as well. So they finally brought it out. Keyone White was the one that did the shooting. The unalive Mo3 said he gonna give you the update. So let's get to Crisco.
Did they just unmask Keyone? Nigga had the blue drawers on. Nigga had the blue drawers on. Man. Gotta do an update, man. Let's do a quick update, man. Let's do a quick update. Quick update. What did we just witness in there? Oh, wow. Yep. What did we just witness, man? Yeah. Y'all talk to the gang. Live at the courthouse. What did we just witness? Man, the cameras from the trap spot, man. I want to say this, y'all. The courtroom changed, man. The minute them photos and videos came up on the screen, everything, the atmosphere in that courtroom changed. You know what I mean? Look, let me see that. Let me see. Hold on. They were Adams. They was in there cooking. Yeah, man. They was in there cooking, man. Yeah, man. The prosecution was in there cooking. Man. The videos and photos came out. 11/11. It shows Keyone White leaving the house that morning with the weapon, with the clothes on, the Camaro, come back. They show him with the outfit on. They finally showed Keyone White without a mask on, wearing the exact outfit as the man that shot Mo3 on the freeway. They showed him burning the clothes. They showed a video of pictures and frames of Keyone White walking out with the clothes in his hand, going to burn the clothes. So that was big right there. We kept asking, can they unmask Keyone White? And I think they just unmasked Keyone White. Yeah, they just unmasked him. Yeah. Mo3 family. I want to tell you this. Mo3 family. When they put that stuff on the screen, man, they got the, you know, it was like I felt the energy over there, fam. The energy got the shifted in that courtroom. For the first time during this trial, I felt the energy kind of shift to where, you know, Mo3 family set up. They was like, oh, okay, like him. Everybody looking, oh, Keyone not saying nothing. Keyone doing a little whispering, but Keyone is watching the screen the whole time. Keyone never took his eyes off that screen. When they showed him walking around with the weapon, they showed the weapon several times. They showed the outfit. You know what I mean? They showed that night. They showed the night of 11/11. Looked like the nigga had a new jacket on. Looked like the nigga came up with some papers. You know what I mean? Looked like somebody gave him some paper. We seen a few cats at the trap spot with him. I'm not sure if that was Bodega. Was that Devin Brown? Because I got to go back and zoom in. Was that Devin Brown, the blue, who showed up with the big girl with the big green shorts on? Was that Devin Brown? Yeah, had them same drawers on, man. They unmasked him. Yeah, they took the mask off of him, man. Yeah. It was Devin Brown, yeah. That was Devin who showed up with the big fat girl. I was thinking, is that Devin? Man. Yeah, man.
All right, y'all. Well, there you have it, man. Chris Go. Shout out to Chris Go. Ceddy Nash. Chris Go say, they just unmasked the Keywan White as a shooter when that was running down the freeway. That video that they released, nobody could tell who it was. Some people thought that it was a tattoo on the neck. You know, Keywan White didn't have a tattoo on the neck, so you know they finally just brought it out. He was the one that did it. So there y'all have it, man. Y'all can go over to Chris Go's page and watch the rest of this update. But I just wanted to bring that to y'all real quick, man. From LA to Texas, man. Ceddy Nash, shout out to Ceddy Nash. He brought us the update on the Lil Durk trial and the rest of OTF Jam's testimony. And then here go Chris Go. He bringing out we finally found out who that was running down the freeway at the Mo 3. Say, man, I'm going to get together this weekend, put all this stuff together, and I'm going to go live, and we're going to talk about all of it, everything that happened this week, because it was like some real good stuff that happened from L.A. to Texas. So, y'all get with me this weekend. So, I just wanted to bring that to y'all, bring that update to you guys, man, and I appreciate them, too, doing that groundwork. Especially said, you know, being all the way in LA. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to catch a little bit of Trap Lil Ross's, but man, you know, I don't know. It just seemed like he was just like he was rooting for Durk to get, you know, for him to just get in trouble. So I kind of just backed off of that because he's supposed to just be biased right now. Or at least act like. But anyways, this is my video, man. I'm going to try to get up this weekend. You put all this stuff together. We're going to talk about it this weekend. I'm going to go live. But until then, man, y'all have a good day. And I'll catch you on the next one.